Have you ever wondered why and how these so-called geniuses are made? You and I are both surrounded by people who are so exceptionally good in their respective field that we almost call them extraordinary, unreal, or even geniuses. I don't know about you, but I always wanted to be one of them. So I started doing my research. What actually made these geniuses? Are their brains built different? But I found out that the anatomy of their brain is quite similar to what we have. Whether it was the food they ate, but that led me to finishing all my almonds. Do these people do drugs? People, I warn you, don't do drugs. I then thought that the secret might lie in all those self-help books. So I took my several-year-old self-help books, cleared the dust off them, and started reading them. But that didn't turn out quite well. Finally, I turned to YouTube and started watching all those videos which might have helped me in my research. But you don't have to be a genius to figure out how that turned out. After all that, I was frustrated and too exhausted to do anything. I almost gave up. It suddenly struck me that if the secret of being a genius doesn't lie in all those things, if I, after so much of research, couldn't find the secret, then there might not be a secret at all. All those people who you think are exceptionally good in what they do are just like you and me. But there had to be a common thing amongst all those extraordinary people or so-called geniuses. So, with newfound determination, I started doing my research again. After hours of hard work, I finally found out certain characteristics that were common amongst all those geniuses. I finally got it! No. Not all secrets are in this book. Of course, we are going to talk about this book later. But first, let me tell you the first characteristic. Procrastination. Wait, what? Let me explain. Have you ever had that one friend who never studies, yet 1 or 2 days before the exam, he opens his book, starts studying, and comes in the top 5 of his class? Now I know I was doing it all wrong. I must procrastinate my studies till the last day of my exam. No, you idiot. I only said that to grab your attention. When I tell you to procrastinate things, I mean you should procrastinate those things which are completely unnecessary in achieving your goals. You know what is the difference between that smart friend of yours and you? On the day before the exam, your friend is completely focused on his studies. He might have put his phone on D&D mode. He might have not even called his parents. He might have skipped dinner for that day, and to the extreme, he might even lock himself in the room and have all that alone time just for studies. Or he might just have done drugs. Shut up! Give me that! Kids, don't do drugs. That friend of yours, he might have skipped dinner for that day and you are doing drugs. I can't do that. I'm hungry all the time. I don't want you all to starve to death, but I want to focus on one point, that your friend procrastinated all those things which were completely unnecessary for achieving his goal, and that was to score good in that particular test. Just let me ask you, what did you do on the day before the test? I suppose you might have remembered all those unnecessary things that you were avoiding from these many days, but you had to do them now on this particular day. Oh yeah, that day I didn't have any time to study. I had to do groceries, I also had to do laundry. Oh, that reminds me that today I have to do laundry. Shut up and give me that. Ew. This is completely opposite to the second characteristic of an extraordinary person, and that is focus. Every extraordinary person has a good amount of focus. If he or she has started a thing, they will not stop unless and until the thing has been completed. Yeah. Oh. This really is so funny. I am done with this. Give me that phone. You can't even focus for a single minute. It's all because you all have got into the habit of watching reels. Reels provide you with a cheap source of dopamine, and they decrease your attention span to less than a minute. Now you tell me, how will you focus on your studies when your attention span is even less than a minute? I will do whatever you said from today. But there is one more problem. I can't remember whatever I read. Acha, tell me, why did Katappa kill Bahubali? I know that. That's because Rajmata ordered Katappa. That's exactly my point. You can remember the entire movie script by heart, but you can't remember a simple acronym from your textbook. It's all the game of focus. To remember the things given in your textbook, you need to first read them with good attention. Sustained attention is called as concentration, and concentration helps you focus just only on the thing that you are now doing. Hey Sumit, let's go and play badminton. No, I have to make this video. And you listen to the third characteristic of an extraordinary person, and that is the ability to say no. There might be situations when you have to complete an important assignment and your friends might ask you to go for a party or to play badminton. Many of you will come into your friends' words and you might go for a party and even play badminton, but that will only lead to incomplete assignments. Whereas an extraordinary person or a genius will politely say no to your friend. For example, if your friend asks you to drink on the party and you don't want to drink, you can always make the excuse that the doctor has prohibited you from drinking. No one will question you on that. At some point, you might also not make excuses and be straightforward with your friend that you can't play badminton because you have an important assignment to complete. Your friend will definitely understand. And if you want to play badminton so much, you need to have the fourth characteristic. That is work smart and work fast. Remember that friend who cracked exam in a single night? It was possible for him to crack the exam in single night because he worked fast and he worked smart. He might knew about the 80-20 rule. That states that 80% of the questions will come from 20% of the syllabus. He worked smartly and only read that 20% thoroughly and solved that 80% questions. He also knew the importance of limited time and applied Parkinson's law, which states that work expands to fill the available time. So he divided the chapters into specific portions, gave limited amount of the time for those portions and completed them within time. This way, he completed all his syllabus within a very short amount of time. Oh, now I understand. From next time, I will only read 20% of the syllabus and I will allot only the last day before exams to read that syllabus so that I can play badminton for the whole year. That's not what I meant, and give me that. It's time for me to tell you the fifth characteristic, and that is to have a proper judgment and good mindset. Order, give me that. I'll kill you with this. Every successful person has a good sense of judgment. I'm talking in the sense of completing assignments. He knows that what he has to do to complete his assignments and what things exactly he needs to avoid. But what if I did all the things right and still failed? That's where mindset comes in. You need to change your mindset. Failure is not the end. Failure is sometimes necessary to make you learn the importance of success. And you can also consider failure as an opportunity to improve. Remember the viva that you gave in your last exam. I bet you only remember the questions that you did wrong. If you considered those questions as your failure, then you would have been upset. But if you went home and studied those particular questions, and then in the next viva, if the teacher asks you the same question, there will be a smile on your face and you will answer elegantly. But I got all the questions in the viva wrong. That means now that we are nearing the end, let me tell you this characteristic, and that is to apply this knowledge that you have gained today in your daily life. And if you can do this daily, I haven't told you the last characteristic completely. Remember the book that we were talking about earlier? I'll tell you the characteristic, but first let me check if you are subscribed to my channel. Yes, I definitely subscribed, and you should subscribe too. The Power of Habit is one of the best books that will help you develop good habits and incorporate all those things that you learn today within your daily schedule and turn them into a habit. If you want to know more about this book, check out the Power of Habit book summary on my channel. Till then, take care and bye bye.